to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 234. So I hope you all had a wonderful Mother's Day this past week. My mom and my dad and my brother and sister-in-law came to our house, and so the six of us had dinner together. So it was a nice quiet time, but we had a good time visiting. So yeah, it was a nice Mother's Day. So I hope you all had a nice Mother's Day as well. And thank you for so many of you who wished me a nice, happy Mother's Day. So yeah, it's been a good week. It's been busy and I got some things done. So let's take a look. I do have a finished object. I have a second hat, and this is color work. This is like just a beanie hat. So I'll put it on here so you can kind of get an idea. Now remember, this is going for children, so it's a little bit smaller. So there it is. And I actually used a pattern that was in the book that I showed last week. I will put a link to it down below. A viewer, and you know who you are, thank you so much. I'm already using the book. This pattern was in that book. And so this is hat number 2 for charity. So that's my finished object. Now I have a couple of works in progress. I have a knitted project and a crocheted project. So I'll start with the knitted one first. They both are afghans. And of course I'm right in the middle of a row to show you what I'm doing. So they're both actually, well, no, they're not both plaid afghans. This is going to be a plaid afghan. Now you may be looking at this going, Katrina, it's only one color. Yes, this is leftover. It's a pretty good sized ball of yarn. This is, it's not, is it Pound of Love? I think this is Pound of Love. I think this is Pound of Love. It is a Lion brand yarn. I'm not sure. If it's not Pound of Love, I'll write it up here. I don't remember what it was now. But I have a ball in this color, which was Honeybee. And then I had another color of blue, which was called Cornflower, although it's a medium blue. It's not denim, but it's a little darker than what I considered cornflower. So I had some of those left from a crocheted plaid afghan that I was making, and I have about the same amount left. So I am now making a knitted plaid, and I also bought a mustard colored yellow to go with this as well. So with knitting plaid, what I am doing, I have an edge here that is just garter stitch here so it won't curl when it's finished. And then this is just stockinette stitch. There, you can see it. And then these markers that I have here, if I hold this apart, you can kind of see a ladder up here. This is a purl stitch in between these two stitch markers. This is what it looks like on the back. So on the back, it looks like a chain stitch. And it forms like a little channel, so that when I finish the afghan, I will actually chain stitch up through the individual stitches that are created here. There, you can see it right in here. And that way it doesn't end up with a bump where the line is or anything. So I have several of these all the way across. And I think there's, let me see, how many do I have? I have them in groups of 2. And they're about 10 stitches apart. So yeah, I have I think groups, I have 3 groups of 2, so 6 altogether that are going to be lines running vertically. And then the horizontal part of the plaid, I will knit this in a solid color, and then I will change to the blue and knit a solid section, and then change to the mustard and do a solid section, and do that all the way up till I get the length I want. And then when I put the chain stitches in to the little groove or track that I'm creating, that will create the actual plaid look when I'm finished. And I will put the chain that will go up in here will be done with the yellow and the blue and the mustard as well. So I have done a poncho that was a similar technique. Well, actually it was the exact technique as this. I'm just changing it to work for an Afghan. And yeah, so I mean right now it is just plain stockinette, so it's going pretty quick. You purl across one, so you knit across one side and purl across the other. And when you do the channel section, you do the opposite of what you're doing on that side. So if I am doing a knit stitch, then I'm going to do a purl stitch when I get to where the little channel is. And if I'm on the back, I'm going to do purl stitches until I reach those markers, and then I'm going to do a knit stitch. So because the stockinette stitch basically looks like your crochet chain, you go vertically. If you chained horizontally, that's kind of what a knit stitch is you're basically doing slip stitches or slip chain stitches all the way up. So I hope that makes sense. But that's my knitted Afghan that I'm working on. And then I'm working on a crochet C2C Afghan for my granddaughter, who, as I'm filming this is her 18th birthday. I don't feel old enough to have an 18-year-old granddaughter, but apparently I do. Yes, she graduates from high school. Well, she's actually graduated. They finished their last day the other day. She graduates next week. It's hard to believe. And so what I am making is a Afghan for her for when she goes off to college in the fall for her dorm room. So I am using, what millimeter am I using? This is a 6 millimeter, also, which was also a size J or a 10. So, and this is an ergonomic handle, and I've worn off some of the, let's see if I can get it to focus. There, you can see this black smudge here. That's kind of all that's left of the size. It was like stamped on there, and from my hand, it's kind of a black smudge now. But the other side right here, it's not going to show up real well, but it's stamped into it. It's actually indented and pressed in to the rubber, the 3 sizes. So if you like these type of hooks, there's a really good deal on them at Amazon. The link is down below in my favorites. You can get a set of, I think it's 11 to 14, I forget how many hooks it is. It's either 11 or 14 hooks for $9.97, I think, the last time I looked. It's a really good deal, and they're decent hooks, and I like them. Other than the one that was in the set that the hook was like twisted. That's the only one I had problems with. But yeah, I like the squishy handled ones. I can use the hooks that are all solid metal, but I just find these are more comfortable, and they don't drop them as much. Although I did lose this in my pocketbook because I had this Afghan with me today, and I pulled the Afghan out and couldn't find the hook, and I thought, oh no, oh no. It was down, it was hidden in my, if you saw my pocketbook, you'd understand. It's very easy for it to get lost there. But anyway, here is my C2C so far. Sit back here so you can see it. Now I had 2 skeins of the green and 2 skeins of the light green, which is called sea glass. This is called teal. And I think, we'll see how far I get. I'm doing clusters of 4 rows at a time, and then I'm changing color. And so I've gotten through the first, well, just part way into the first row of this section. So when I finish this group of 4, I will know whether this is the last stripe before I start, but the last dark stripe, and then I'll do one more light stripe before I start the decreases or not. So a lot will depend on how much yarn is left. Although feeling this, it feels like I've probably got between 1/2 and 1/3 of a skein left. So I might be able to get another set of 4 rows in after this group of 4 rows. So those are the projects that I've been working on. Now before I show and tell, I'm picking up it's like spaghetti, it's like everywhere. So yeah, the ends, my skein is at the point where it's starting to like fall apart, and I've got yarn barf kind of going everywhere a little bit. So yeah, it's like dangling tentacles everywhere. But before I show and tell, I did have a couple of little things I wanted to mention. Number one is Susie Pop's Creations has been looking for a specific yarn, and she asked me about it a while back, and I completely forgot to say something to you guys. She is looking for Red Heart Glowworm yarn. It's like a bright neon green. If any of you have it that would be interested in, I guess, contacting her to buy it from you or something like that, you can find her over on Facebook. So if you have that yarn that you're willing to part with, I know she was doing some kind of a project and she ran out. So yeah, I don't know if she still needs it or not, because this was a little bit ago, a couple weeks ago. So anyway, that's number one. And number two, in the show and tell today, you are going to see a shawl that Spring Noel, I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right. It's either Nolker or Noelker. So I know Spring you watch, so please tell me how to pronounce your last name. But she has made an absolutely gorgeous crocheted shawl, and she designed it. She is going to rate the pattern. I hope she does, because if she's going to sell it, I will buy a pattern from her, because it is a gorgeous, gorgeous shawl. So just be watching for that when you see the show and tell today. So with that, let's see what you all have been working on this week. Now in my acquisitions, I got my knit crate in this week. If you missed that video, you can click the link right here and that will take you to it. Otherwise, I'm going to like burst to the surprise by showing it to you real quick. It won't be as in-depth as if you watch the knit crate video. So let me show you what I got. I get 2 boxes. One they send me, one I pay for. Although they gave them both to me this time for free. I'm not quite sure why. I did send them an email. I'm just waiting to hear back from them because I said, I think you made a mistake. I'm supposed to pay for one of these. So anyway, although I do use coupon codes, I do not pay full price because their prices have gone up. I love Knit Crate. I love their products. I like their yarn and I understand totally why they've had to increase their prices. It's just a little pricey for me. But I'll tell you what it is. It's currently, to buy one of their knit and crochet membership kits, it used to be $24.99 and that included your shipping. It's now $29.99 plus shipping. So it comes out to $39, almost 30, no, it's $37, almost comes to $38 by the time you put, it's short a couple pennies of $38. Which to me is a little pricey because if I'm going to spend that much money, I want to pick the yarn myself and my colors and everything myself. But anyway, this is what they sent. I have 2 skeins of this. As you can see, it is chain plied. Let me get it to focus. There you go. It is gorgeous. It is extremely soft. It is 80% alpaca, 10% silk, and 10% camel. It's a DK weight and there's 231 yards per 100 gram skein. So altogether, for the 2 skeins together, you get 462 yards. But it is so very, very soft. And this is a nice fall color. It looks a little more red in the video than what it actually is. It's almost, to me, a dusty pumpkin color. It is definitely a color I wear because I wear lots of browns, especially in the fall. This is going to be nice, and it's nice around the neck because it's extremely soft. And this is my first time for doing anything with camel. It's only 10%, but it's alpaca, silk, and camel. So you can imagine how soft this is. Yeah, so this is color number 1. Then there's this one, which is my absolute favorite of the 2. I like them both, but if I had to pick one, this would be my favorite. And this, there you go, is a gorgeous denim-y sapphire blue. More sapphire than denim, but kind of a crisscross. It's what they call heathered, where it's definitely blues, but when you look at it, you can see that there's some other shades. There's some slight purples in it and some variations in shades of the blue. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's called Blue Agave. So yes, I like both of them. The fiber content's the same for both. Now I'll show you the patterns real quick. Now everybody has said the same thing. This is adorable. Okay, see if I can get this to focus without a glare on it. This is a bag. It's a tote. It's a cute tote, and I really like it. I just would never make it with quality yarn, with, you know, a luxury quality yarn. Because number one, there's a very strong potential it could start to felt. I don't want to set something that's expensive yarn down on the ground. My pocketbooks end up on the, you know, sitting on the floor next to me, and I'm not going to do that. If I'm going to make this, and I also get afraid of it stretching. If I was going to make this tote, which I think I will eventually make this tote because I do like it. I think it's a cute stitch, but I would do it out of linen or cotton or hemp, something like that, that's not going to stretch, that's not going to felt, that's a little bit more stable than squishy yarn. So anyway, this is a crochet pattern. It's called Pretty Petals Bag by Liz Salazar. Now the pattern I am going to make is, I'm going to do the same pattern with both of these because I think it's really pretty. I looked at this initially and thought it was a cow. It wasn't until I turned the page that I realized it's actually a shawl. I guess you would consider it more of a shawlette because it's not like big and bulky and bunchy. It's called Foliole by Amy Gunderson. Now let me show you the picture of what it looks like when it's open as a shawl. Is that pretty or what? I really liked that. So I'm probably going to make this pattern twice with the two different yarns because I really do like this, and I know that this yarn will fit for this shawl. So yeah, that's going to be what I make with it. Now let me show you the sock patterns, because when you get Knit Crate, you do get two sock pattern, or you get a crocheted sock, a knitted sock, and then you also get a crocheted pattern and a knitted pattern. So this is the knitted socks. It's called Bright Side of the Moon by Megan Williams. And here's what it looks like. And then the crocheted socks are actually really, really cute. The crocheted socks, let me see if I can find. They are called Fireside Crochet Socks by Crochet by Julie Harris Desjardins. Look at those. Those are cute. So that is Knit Crate for this month, and that is my acquisitions. Now it's time for... Now in our Come and Get It section, like I always tell you, I will post any flash sales done by Lion Brand, Annie's, and Lovecrafts. Those seem to be the three that do the flash sales on a regular basis. So those I post as they happen. I don't know of any that are going on right now, which is Thursday. Let's see, it's Thursday, May 13th. So you'll be watching this on Saturday the 15th. So just watch for videos. I'll post them as I find them. But I thought I would share with you some sales that I do know about. One being Knit Picks. They still are running their Felici yarn sale. It is 30% off of Felici yarn, which is, I believe it's sock weight and worsted weight. It's while supplies last. So right now it's 30% off of Felici. That's over at Knit Picks. They're also having a 40% off of their books. They've been running that sale for a while, so they do still have that running as well. Now over on Leisure Arts, I thought since I am making Afghans right now, I would post some patterns or a pattern page for Afghans. So Leisure Arts has some knit and some crochet Afghans. And I'm not going to post any pictures up here because there's like lots to choose from. It's all your own taste. But Annie's also has knit and crochet Afghans, and Annie's also is, their spring collection is out, which are their signature patterns for the season. So those are available as well. So that is the Come and Get It section this week. And like I said, anything else I will post and let you know. Wednesday's video this week is going to be a tutorial on how to do an I-cord edging. If you watched my mitered blanket, I did an I-cord bind off on that, and so I'm going to show you how to do that. And this particular bind off will work for knit or for crocheted projects. It is knitted, but you can apply it to crochet as well. So be sure to check that out on Wednesday. And so that is it for this week, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It does help the ratings, and I will see you again next week. No, I'll see you Wednesday. I'll see you Wednesday. Bye, everybody.